The spooky season is finally here and I'm so excited about it. I love autumn or fall or whatever you call it in your country. I'm so happy that summer is finally over because I just love Halloween and the coziness of this season. So I decided to build a spooky, nerdy, Halloween themed Pokemon diorama because Pokemon are just cool. I love Pokemon. Yeah, let's go. The first Pokemon I'm making is this cutie and his name is just so sweet. He's called Pumpkaboo, and how cute can a name possibly be? I mean, yeah, it's just so sweet. And of course this little one fits the Halloween vibe perfectly, so I just had to make him. And because the Pokemon I'm making are so small, I'm using a piece of wire and put a small piece of polymer clay on top of it, pre-bake it, and afterwards I sculpt the Pokemon on top of that. Yeah, that works pretty fine for me, but I guess there are many other techniques on how to do this. And here he is. The second Pokemon I'm making is my very favorite Pokemon. I love this tiny guy because it is a ghost Pokemon who just wants to be loved. So he puts on a Pikachu costume. I think it's so adorable and so cute, and I just loved him in the cartoon. So yeah, his name is Mimikyu, as many might know, and I just love this Pokemon. It is so cute. I've made him several times, but not this small. But actually it was not that hard because it is actually a very simple Pokemon. It doesn't have any special features or something. It was rather easy to make. And I used glow-in-the-dark clay, which you will see at the end of the video. And yeah, I thought the color just matched perfect the color he has in the anime. Yeah. So that's him, that's my second Pokemon, it's Mimikyu. The third one is a first generation Pokemon, it's Cubone, and I've always been a fan of Cubone. I think he is so cute. I don't know why, but I have kind of a weakness for sad Pokemon. I don't know why. He is not sculpted, he is 3D printed, and I actually wanted to use him for the Slytherin common room because he has this cute little witch hat. But I ended up using a different one, and this one was left in a corner, sad, crying. Yeah, and I decided to use him for this diorama, and so I just had to paint him, and yeah, that's basically it. I decided to make a cemetery kind of diorama, so I used this kind of clay. It has like this stone-like look, so I used it for the gravestones or tombstones and also for some stairs. I have a mold for the stairs, so I just pushed in the polymer clay, baked everything, and then it was already done, so no big deal. Now I'm starting to build the landscape, and what I'm doing here is I cut XPS foam into pieces and then I just glue it together, texture everything, and I make sure to wear a mask because yeah, the fumes are not that good for your health. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with actually every diorama I'm making. It's the same procedure every time, just using different sizes and shapes. And when I'm happy with the shape, I just paint everything with a mixture of glue, acrylic paint, and sand, just to give it a little bit more extra texture and to fill all the gaps that are still there. So yeah, and then it needs to dry. Okay, so at this point, something just looks so awkward to me. Like, I don't know what the problem is, but either the stairs are too small or the Pokemon are too big. Like, something is just weird about this. But the problem is that the longer I work on something, the weirder it becomes in my mind. Like, my mind is playing tricks on me, and I really try to trust the process, but it just feels weird. I have the Santa Claus figurine and it fits the scale of the stairs, so this should look fine. And if I put the Pokemon next to it, Santa Claus for scale. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. So maybe it's really my mind playing tricks again. I thought about cutting the stairs into pieces, like cutting off some steps to make it bigger, or to make it look bigger, or to make it look wider. I guess you know what I mean. But I don't want to mess this up. I don't have the time to rebuild this.
Much later.
I'm just gonna leave it like that. I try to trust the process. So while I'm dry brushing my chocolate mountain, I thought, why not make more Pokemon that don't fit the scale? So yeah, I made 2 more. The first one is Ghastly, which was also super easy to make. I mean, you just need a ball of clay, then yeah, you make the mouth and the eyes and everything. And after I baked him, I used needle felting wool and glued it onto his body, like to create this gas that surrounds him. Yeah, and that's it. And this tiny marshmallow will become the Pokemon Litwick, which is actually a tiny candle-like ghost Pokemon. Yeah, I made him of glow-in-the-dark clay as well, like I did with Mimikyu. And then I dry brushed him a little bit with a light blue color. So that's it. Those are the 5 Pokemon I made. And I'm pretty happy with the result. Tell me in the comments, which one do you like best? Which one do you think turned out the best? Oh, and I forgot that I also made some Pokeballs. I just used beads and also a piece of wire. Then I painted them with red and white. So I made the classic Pokeball design. So now I'm putting everything together, and I found some cool stuff lying around, like these tiny fences. They were from a different project a long time ago. And also this kind of, what is it, fountain thingy. And I glued everything together with super glue. I didn't want the graveyard to look too depressing, so I decided to use these fake flowers and yeah, to give it a little bit more pop. After everything was glued on, I used different types of stones, mini stones, and also fake grass and fake earth stuff, everything that you could find like in the railroad model section in some shops. I'm adding a little bit of grass, but not too much so that it doesn't look too colorful. Then I got rid of the axis and added some more details, like I painted the fences in a different color and added some green to make the gravestones look a little bit mossy, kind of. And then I could add the Pokemon. Here's Cubone. I really like how it turned out. I like his colors. Here's Ghastly. This is Mimikyu. Pumpkaboo, and last but not least, Litwick. Well, he's my least favorite, I would say. Then I added the Pokeballs, and I wanted to put this in a nice plastic container that I found on Amazon. And I wanted to light everything, so I added this lantern. I drilled a hole into this plastic container, and then I put some cables in it and connected everything. I'm adding the battery and hoping that it works. It does. Yippee! And lastly, I'm just putting everything inside. And please wait for the beauty shots because it is absolutely worth it. I think the end result is just so cool. But yeah, I'm excited to read your feedback. The Pokemon diorama is finished and I'm really curious to read your feedback on this, like in the comments down below. You could also leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to. And yeah, thanks for watching. And here are the beauty shots and happy Halloween! What's wrong with my hand? Oh.